Hey guys, I decided today to do another product review from bulk Reef Supply. I'm actually going to be trying to do a review of a product I use every Friday if I can get to it. But this week's is going to be two separate dry rocks that bulk Reef Supply sells. The one here is their Pucani live rock or dry rock, and their Reef Saver dry rock. The Reef Saver is really heavy stuff, but I do like it because it stacks really well. It's pretty cheap actually. I think it's like $2.49 a pound, so that's way cheaper than you can get, our live rock from your local fish store for. But I also really like the Pucani because it's light, so you get a lot of it when you order. Pound wise, there's a lot of it there. It's really porous, so that's great for live rock. Got a lot of these awesome holes, nooks and crannies to stick frags in, to stick corals in. Fish love to hide in it. So it's also a really good option. It's a little bit more expensive, but you get more per pound, so it kind of evens out. In my tank back here, I've actually used a little bit of both. And one of the reasons why I like dry rock over live rock is, first of all, cost. When you're setting up a larger tank, even a smaller tank for that matter, this is a 25-gallon behind me. I wanted to set it up with as much live rock as possible to do a lot of my filtration, helps the water quality, looks awesome, and you can put more coral in there. It doesn't have to be as low in the tank, you get higher, lower spots. And to do it with live rock from my local fish store that's already, set up and going, it would have been about $10 a pound, and I have somewhere around 40 pounds in this tank. That's a lot of money. Whereas this is, $2.49, $3.49 a pound. It's a lot better option. It takes a little bit longer to start your tank cycling-wise because obviously you're starting with dead rock, but it only took me about a month and a half to get mine up and going to be able to have fish in it. Obviously I waited a bit longer for the corals for everything to stable out, but that's what I chose. Also, the other nice thing about it is you don't bring in a lot of pests. And I know this sounds kind of odd to freshwater people, especially. I thought it was really odd when I first started looking into keeping saltwater, but you don't realize quite how many pests there are in live rock, especially when you get it from your local fish store or you order it online. You're going to end up with all kinds of worms and stuff, and some of it's really good for your tank, but a lot of it is not. However, because I seeded my tank with a chunk of live rock from my local fish store to make it go faster, I did end up with some of these pests. Some of them don't even bother me, other ones I could do without, but hey, they're there. So that is one of the advantages. You're going to end up with way less pests. The downside, like I said, is it's going to take a little bit longer to cycle, but honestly, saltwater and freshwater for that matter are about waiting. You pretty much have to be really patient with the tank. It's just one of those things, it's going to take time, and if you're not really ready to be patient with a tank, you probably shouldn't be doing saltwater anyways, because it does take a lot of waiting and a lot of patience on each stage, and one of the most important stages is the cycling of the tank. So keep that in mind. Now, what's going to be the real test of these rocks for me anyways, is when I set up my 40-gallon breeder. I'm actually going to drill some of the rocks for placing frag plugs into. I'm going to be cementing them together and to make some foundations and whatnot in the tank. So that's going to be the test for me, is to see how well they hold up with being sculpted and drilled and glued together. But otherwise than that, so far I've been super pleased with these rocks. They're my go-to for rocks, bulk Reef Supply. Again, like all my stuff, I'm not getting paid by bulk Reef Supply or anybody else or any kind of compensation to say this. I just really like the product, and I would definitely recommend it to someone wanting to set up a saltwater tank, especially if you need 40+ pounds of live rock, because it can get real expensive real fast if you buy it already seeded and set up from your local fish store. So anyways, that's it for this one. Hope you guys all have a good day, and I'll catch you next Friday.